So the LeetCode problem we are going to solve now is called coin change 2. This is the additional version of the original coin change problem. Now we can see that this one is a medium problem and also a very well-liked problem. The statement is quite straightforward, that we are given an integer array called coins that represents the coins of different denominations, and we are also given an integer amount called amount. So that represents the total number of money that we are trying to make. Now we need to return the number of combinations that make up to that amount, and if we cannot make any particular such combination, then we need to return 0. Now let's try to understand this with an example. Suppose we are given an input where the coins we are given are currently 1, 2 and 5, and we are given the amount to be value number 5. Now the ask of this problem is to see that using these coins, how many different ways we can generate the total amount to be 5. So let's start marking each of the ways. Well, one way is quite straightforward. If we use all 5 1 coins, then we can actually make up to the value number 5. Second way is if we use coin number 2 plus we use 3 1 coins. So this is also a good way and we can generate value number 5. Same way we can use 2 coins of 2 and then we can use 1 coin of 1. And the lastly is that we don't use 1 or 2 coin and we simply use coin number 5, and that also gives us value number 5. So in total there are 4 distinct ways for us to generate value number 5. So in this case we will return 4 as the answer. First and most common approach that comes to our mind is a brute force solution, where we are given coins and we are trying to find different ways to make any particular amount. So let's say that in this case the amount is 5. What is the most common thing that we can do to solve this problem? That is that we will take every single coin and try to make every single possibilities. So one possibility is we will take this coin number 1 5 times to generate amount number 5. Then one possibility is that we will take this coin number 1 4 times and then we will add this coin. Then we will take this one coin 3 times and then we will add this coin 1. Same way we will keep on repeating this again and again and again for every single possible combination. And you can see that eventually we would receive the correct result of 4, but this brute force approach is going to get out of hand really quickly, because now we are dealing with exponential time complexity and we are working in the realm of factorial and exponential time and space complexity. So this is a very bad approach. Now in order to generate the optimal solution, we are going to use the most beautiful concept in the computer science, and that is called dynamic programming. Now first let's understand that what is the core logic to finding solution for any particular coin in this problem. Let's say that currently we are only given the coin of size 2 and we wants to find out that how many distinct ways we can generate amount number 8. Well, for sure in your mind you must be saying that there is only one distinct way to generate amount number 8. But let me take a different approach. Let's try to see that if starting from 1, how many different ways we can generate each of these amounts, and we will try to make some important assumptions based on the findings that we are going to make. So let's say that currently we have all of these values. Now we know that currently if we only have the coin number 2, we cannot generate amount number 1. So let's say that currently we cannot generate amount number 1, so we can mark this as 0. Also, no, remember one thing, that we are at the beginning of our input, so we don't have any way to generate each of these amounts. So initially I'm going to initialize all of these values with zeros. Now I know for a fact that if I have coin number 2, I can always make value number 2. So I can simply mark this value as 1. So let me just mark this as 1. Now I also know for a fact that I can also generate amount number 4 using coin number 2. So let me also mark this value as 1 as well. And now let's do a recap. Why was I able to mark this value as 1? Because one logic is that I can do 2 plus 2. But other logic is that if I already know I need to do 2 plus 2, why am I bothering to doing all of these computation when I already know that how many distinct ways I can generate amount number 2? Because whatever the number of distinct ways I can generate amount number 2, I just need to add the total number of distinct ways for the amount number 4 that I'm currently doing. I know it sounds confusing, but let me give you an example. Let's say that currently in order to generate amount number 6, I only have 0 distinct way to do it. But now I know that currently I'm dealing with coin that is of value 2. I also know that the current amount I am trying to make is amount number 6. So I can simply check that if I do 6 minus 2, so in this case the value is going to be 4. I simply need to check that whatever the distinct ways I can make value number 4, I just need to add it to the current number of distinct ways I can generate value number 6, and that is going to be the number of distinct ways I should be able to generate value number 6. So in this case this value is going to be 1. Same way, currently I can not generate value number 8, but I know I have a coin of size 2. So instead of doing all of these computation like this, I can simply check that 8 minus the value of amount of coin is going to be 6. I can generate 6 one distinct way, I can generate 8 zero distinct ways. So why not just do 6 plus 8, like whatever the sum of these two values, and whatever the value is, that is going to be the new value for 8. And this becomes our dynamic programming solution to solving this problem. And we are going to do this for every single coin, because in our initial example we only had one coin of value number 2, but now we are going to have a coin of 2 and 1 and 5. If we have scenarios like this, how would this operate? So this is the core logic we are basing our solution based on. Now let's make some considerations for the optimal solution. Number one, we are going to be using a dynamic programming array to store the result from the starting value of 0 all the way up to the current amount that we are given. Now the first question is, what is going to be our base case? And that is quite straightforward, that if we have to generate amount 0, we know for a fact that there are 0 distinct ways to generate there is one distinct way to generate amount number 0. So we can mark this as 1. Next thing is that in order to generate any particular dynamic programming of I value, the answer is that we are simply going to check that what is the current distinct way to generate any particular I, plus we are going to be doing dp of I minus the current coin that we are iterating over, and that is also we are going to be adding into the number of distinct ways. Using this one solution, we should be able to find the result of this problem and all the different possible ways to generate the answer. So let's take it with one example and it would make things more clear. So let's say the given coins are 1, 2 and 5, and the currently amount we are trying to make is 5. So now we are going to initialize our dynamic programming array, and now we also have our base case that there is one distinct way to generate amount number 0. Now we are dealing with coin number 1. So for coin number 1, we are going to be using the same logic, and we will start iterating for value number 1, because whatever the coin size is, we will start iterating from there. So now currently all of these values are 0 because there are 0 distinct ways to generate value number 1. What is going to be the equation of dynamic programming of 1 in this case using this logic? This is going to be dynamic programming of 1. So currently this is 0 plus dynamic programming of 1 minus the current coin value, that is 1. So dynamic programming of 0. So this value is 1. So remember from over here. So we can just take it from here and this value becomes 1. So we will mark this initial value as 1. Now same way we are going to be repeating the same operation for dp of 2. So dp of 2 is going to be dp of 2 plus dp of 1. So this value is also going to be 1, and same way subsequently all of these values are going to be 1 for our coin number 1. So let's just mark all of these values as 1. Now again, now we are dealing with another equation and another coin. Next coin in our category is coin number 2. So let's say that we are dealing with coin number 2. So for coin number 2, we will start iterating from coin number like amount number 2, because it does not make sense to iterate from amount number 1. What is going to be equation for dp of 2 in this case? This is going to be dp of 2. So current distinct ways to generate amount number 2 plus dp of 2 minus the amount, the current coin value, that is 2 minus 2. So that this is going to be 0. So this value is already 1 because we already have one distinct way to generate amount number 2. Plus we will also check it over here. So now we have 1. So notice now we have two distinct ways to generate value number 2, and we are dealing with coins 1 and 2 possibilities. So in this case this value is going to become 2. Same way we are going to be, this 3 is going to remain as it is, because 3 minus, remember 3 minus 1 is going to be 1. 3 minus 2 is going to be 1, but the thing is this value is also 1 and this value is also 1. So this is also now going to become 2, because now there are two distinct ways to generate amount number 3. For value number 4, we are going to be doing sum of these two values. So now once again 4 is going to become 3, because there are three distinct ways to generate amount number 4. And same way for value number 5, now we are going to be doing the sum of 5 plus 3. So this total is going to be 1 plus 2. So now there are three distinct ways to generate amount number 5 as well. Now we are bringing in the value number 5 into the equation. Now for the value number 5 would not impact all of these results up until this point, because we cannot add 5 for anything, but we can add 5 for this value. So for what is going to be the equation for dp of 5, this is going to be current dp of 5 plus dp of 5 minus the value of current coin. So current coin value is 5, so 5 minus 5 is going to be 0. So this is going to be, there are three distinct ways that we took from here, plus there is going to be one distinct way that we can make amount number 5, and that is going to be over here. So the answer is going to be 4. So in this case we can just mark this value as 4, and this is going to be the whole solution. Now see how beautiful this solution is, and all we have to do is just come up with this equation and try to understand that how generating a new value based on the previous value using the current coin size can make all the difference. And this is the whole solution basically. So now let's move on. Now let's understand the time and space complexity first. Time complexity is going to be big O of n square, and not n square, big O of n. So where n is the given number of coins multiplied by the amount that we are trying to calculate. So overall we can consider it as n square, because it's like multiplication of two different variables, but one variable is the number of coins and the other variable is the amount that we are trying to generate. And in terms of space complexity, it is going to be big O of n, because we are using an additional array to store all the results. Now let's move on to the coding solution. So for the coding, the idea is quite straightforward. First, we are going to initialize our dynamic programming array to the value of amount plus 1, because we need to encounter for the value 0. Now we will set up the base case for our dynamic programming, where if you have to create amount 0, there is exactly one way to make amount 0 using no coins. And then we will keep on updating our dynamic programming array for every single coin. Logic is quite straightforward. First, we will take in the current coin that we are iterating over. Then we are going to start iterating from the value of coin to the value of amount, and for every single value for that particular instance of j, we are going to add it based on j minus coin. So whatever the current value is, we will add it with the j minus 1 location, and in the end we should only return the amount that we are being asked to return. So whatever value we find for the dynamic programming amount, we can simply return that. So such a small coding solution, but such a beautiful approach using dynamic programming. Now let's try to run this code. Okay, seems like our solution is working as expected. Let's submit this code. And our code beats 100% of all the other solutions, which means this is the most optimal solution that we have provided. And also this is one of the most efficient in terms of space complexity as well. So once again, this coding solution for this problem is available on our GitHub repository. Feel free to go ahead and check it out from there. Thank you.